Hello, YouTube. It is me, John Avenger, once again. I finally returned. I've been gone from YouTube for a while. I had to gather my thoughts because I had a lot of stress this month and last month. So I'm back on. I'm bald. I'm ready to go to see Infinity War. I mean, the sequel to Infinity War, the end to the franchise. And guess what? That's right behind me. A freaking Avengers Endgame movie poster. Yeah, I just got this in Five Below yesterday, and I put it on. It's an amazing freaking poster. Look at that. Got all the heroes there, all of them. Well, most of the ones that are going to be there. You got Nebula, you got Thor, you got Cap, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hulk, freaking Hawkeye, Ant Man, War Machine, and Captain Marvel, or Carol Danvers. She's probably going to become Captain Marvel by the end of this movie because in her movie, she didn't. She was never called Captain Marvel in the movie. It's weird. Like they give you a name in the movie and they don't say your name, and probably till the end or in the next movie. But yeah, this video is going to be a my why reasons why that movie is going to be better than episode 9. And I know I'm going to get a lot of flack saying, "Oh, you're just a hater. You've hated all these movies ever since 2015." You're right. And I saw them. I gave them a chance and they did nothing for me. But let's get to the video because I want to do one more video before I do my review for that movie next week when I see it. And I just lose my freaking mind. Number one, better cast. This for 11 years, we've had some pretty successful actors come out of this franchise of the MCU. Every Avengers movie has been very well casted, perfectly. All the actors fit the roles. They don't have shitty American accents for the most part. They have chemistry with each other. In the Force Awakens, I didn't get any of the chemistry with the three leads. With Oscar Isaac, this girl, and Viega, it's not there. I saw clips again from the last failure, and I'm like, it's just not there. These people just are not good with each other. They're all foreign, they're all boring, and they all can't act. Reason number two, this is a sequel that has sold out faster than The Force Awakens did when it came out back in 2015. When episode 9 tickets come out at the end of this year, nobody's going to go see it. And if it's 4 hours, yeah, that's going to be another reason why people won't want to go to see it. Nobody wants to see a 4 hour movie in the theater, J.J. Abrams. We already tired of your bullshit when it's 2 hours. If it's two more of that, then we call it quits. This film is going to earn its 3 hour running time. We've been, all the true Marvel fans that have seen all 20 something of these movies, all the way through from Iron Man to Captain Marvel, we know what we're getting. We know that we're invested in the characters. We know we're going to get a lot of freaking money shots. We know this is not going to disappoint us massively the way episode 9 is going to do. Oh, you're going to bring back the Emperor. Bullshit. I don't care about it. It was over after episode 3, guys. Stop trying so hard. Oh, you're going to bring back Lando. He's going to die, right? Just like Han did and just like Luke did. Fuck you. Um, you're gonna bring back the characters from the Force Awakens that didn't die, and they're gonna do the same thing, and they're gonna just drag out and just rip off Return of the Jedi. Is that right? Does that pretty much sum it up? Yeah, it does. I'm done with that franchise. I said it. I was done after Rogue One. I was bored to death with that movie, and The Force Awakens was underwhelming. I could never rewatch it because of that cancerous face that was haunting me for 4 years. People think I was joking. I'm not joking, guys. For 4 years, I couldn't sleep at night. That face was just giving me night terrors. I couldn't sleep. I was getting up in the middle of the night. I was very anxious. I had anxiety in my heart. My heart was racing. I was sweating. It was not a good sign. That was almost a medical condition that I had. And that was all because of that stupid face. See, I never had a single, freaking, reaction, twitchy reaction to any of the Marvel movies. I had my issues with them. Iron Man 2 is an Avengers, it's an Avengers commercial, basically. And, they don't flesh out the villains as much. But it's just a flaw. It's not a freaking movie that destroys the franchise. It still has continuity from the first one. Iron Man 3, I don't like the supporting cast. Thor the Dark World, there's some supporting characters that, the comedy with the supporting characters is almost non existent. It shouldn't be there. Uh, Guardians 1, the villain sucks. Uh, Guardians 2, the soundtrack is not as good as the first one. It's still good, though. Infinity War, the ending. But they're not a deal breaker. Episode 9 is going to be too long. It's going to be the same shit, and it's not going to end the franchise on a high note. So that's why I'm putting my faith more into that film than that one. Reason number 3, the fact that this movie, it has the fan base is not divided. We are all in. Every person that bought a ticket for this movie is supporting it. With episode 9, like I said, when it comes out, it's going to make some money, but it's not going to make 2 billion. And it's sure as hell not going to beat this movie because there's no hype. The toys aren't selling. The freaking fan base is split. They're jizzing over this trailer, which is going to be a pack of lies. And like I said, this fan base has been loyal even when the bumps in the road with the Iron Man sequels and with the Thor sequels and with everything else. We still stuck with it because then a year later we would always get a better movie. When we had Iron Man 3 and Thor the Dark World, a year later we had Winter Soldier and Guardians, so we were okay. We Marvel, Kevin Feige gave us better movies than freaking Kathleen Kennedy. That's reason number 4 also. Better produced movies. Disney produces these films and these god awful KK Wars, but these films are better. Why? Because they don't freaking pander. Captain Marvel is more freaking powerful than the hobo, and there's a reason I saw her in the theater, and I was not getting night terrors. I slept like a baby for the past month and a half and didn't have a single problem with her because Brie Larson is a sexy badass that explains where she came from. The movie explains why she has these fists of fury. It explains how she got her powers. She's not a freaking freaking sensitive to the force or something. She has explanation and backstory. We did not get that with the hobo, and I don't care. She's a shitty actress. Her face gives me night terrors, and when this movie's over, we will forget about her. All you guys getting a hard on with her will forget about her within 5 or 10 years. Move on to your next flavor of the month. This girl, we're going to see a lot more of her after Endgame. We got 5 more film appearances. So screw the hobo. You're done next year. You are done. You're finished just like Thanos is at the end of this movie in Endgame. Another reason, whatchamacallit, the stories are coherent and they connect. Every MCU movie has a connection, whether it's a character or a freaking Infinity Stone or art or a freaking plot point or a cameo, post credit scene. All of these movies connect. With The Force Awakens, it doesn't have any connection to the Rogue One, and Rogue One has no connection to Last Failure, and Last Failure has no connection to Solo, and Episode 9 is going to just be a apology for people that hated Episode 8. It's not going to make it better. Make your story count the first time and stop stealing from the originals. These movies never did. All of these films. Avengers Infinity War. Freaking Avengers 2. Endgame, which is coming out. The first Avengers. Freaking Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Spider-Man Homecoming. They all connect somehow. With episode 8, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get you want an explanation for why Luke is on a mountain? No, screw you. We're gonna make him throw the lightsaber over and screw you to every single fan that wanted to see Luke to be a badass again. Oh, you want to know more about Finn and Rey and her parents or whatever? No, we're gonna just freaking lazily walk around and have nothing to do and just waste time, and then we're gonna have to try to get a connection. It doesn't work that way. Oh yeah, Finn can't be with the hobos because she's a freaking Mary Sue that can do everything and doesn't like guys. Okay, screw it. We're gonna put this Asian girl that's completely forced that has a Disney princess cry and she has no connection with him. There's no connection. That's the last point I want to make. With the Avengers, we got the connection in the first movie. That circle at the end of the first film, that's the connection. With this movie, we never got this. And you got to disagree with me, that's fine. I don't care if I get 1,000 dislikes. This is the reason I don't watch the new movies of KK Wars because they're all freaking disconnected. The actors are disconnected. The director's disconnected. One director couldn't finish his own vision. Instead, JJ left for episode 8, gave it to a hack job, Ryan Johnson. He screwed it up. Now he has to do damage control. That's why I don't want to see the trailer. Because I have no connection. I want to see these characters die. I don't care about them. I don't care about the actors either. If they never act again in the next 10 years, hey, we'll never miss them. We're none of the real fans of Star Wars like me and a handful of my friends on the Nerd Pack will not miss them. They're just a hackney, half-assed version of the cast of the original films and the prequels. I'm sorry to say it, but that's what it is, guys. All of this visual bullshit is gonna deceive you. With this movie, we know exactly what we're getting. First hour is going to be dramatic and the Avengers have to regroup. Second hour, Captain Marvel is going to come in and have a plan. Third hour is going to be the greatest freaking hour of my life. The ultimate battle to end all freaking battles with Thanos. That's what it's going to be. What's episode 9 going to be? Oh, the hobo's going to freaking cut the thing. Kylo Ren's going to turn good, and Lando and the rest of them are going to die. That's going to be your freaking movie, guys. There's no spoilers here. I know what's going to happen. Predictability doesn't have spoilers because you know beat for beat what's going to happen. They're going to bring back the Emperor as a Force Ghost. He's going to fry Kylo Ren, and then Rey has to stop it, or maybe she's related to the freaking Emperor. Because what? How else? Because she has powers coming out of her ass, huh? And the thing is, yeah. Another side note: the freaking women in these franchises are better. They're better looking. They actually act like women. They don't dress like dudes. They don't have their hair in buns or freaking stupid haircuts or extensions or they have to dress in ugly clothes. They actually dress like women. Yeah. We saw Black Widow in a dress. We saw, even though Brie Larson doesn't wear a dress, she has long flowing blonde hair. And she's beautiful. And she goes, ah! That's more expression than Jen Erso did in Rogue One. That's her face for the whole freaking movie. And I don't know how Josh could like Felicity Jones. She's a beaver. She can't act, guys. She has that same face with Cassian Andor with freaking Diego Luna's Mexican Drake Bell face. He's like, we got to go to the Death Star. We have to get the plans from the Death Star. And then she's like, oh my God, my father was... That's them. They're lifeless freaking puppets. With the Avengers, we never got a half-assed performance from any of the main cast. Not Robert Downey Jr., not freaking Scarlett Johansson, not Chris Evans, not Chris Hemsworth, not Mark Ruffalo, and sure as hell not Jeremy Renner. These people, a lot of them have gotten Oscar nominations. What do you got here? You got a bunch of 20-nothings that can't act, and well, Oscar Isaac, I think, is like in his 30s or 40s, and they're freaking boring. They're boring. Yeah. And you waste talent of the original cast, and you have to constantly remind us of the past. We don't want to live in the past. We want to live for the present and then look towards the future. That's what Marvel's going to do after Endgame. Yeah. They had a plan the whole time, guys. The chips, the pieces were in place, and once we got to the first Avengers, there was no turning back. With this new films, the first movie's a remake of A New Hope. Rogue One is a shitty prequel we didn't need, and then Episode 8 is disregards episode 7 and then just does Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi in backwards. And the film's in limbo. There's no freaking connection. There's no direction. It's just going in circles. And then it finally goes forward at the end. And it's too late. With this new movie, it's not going to make it better. I wanted to get this out of the way because I'm like, oh, you're just a fanboy of Marvel. You'll never shit on anything. I didn't see Venom, guys. I didn't like Fantastic Four 2015. I hated X-Men Apocalypse. Yeah, hated it. I'm not a fanboy of all Marvel things. Sometimes their movies are shit. Their Inhumans TV show, I didn't even bother watching it. Agent Carter, didn't care for it. Sorry, I didn't watch it. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I liked the first season. Then the fourth season I saw it and I was bored. So Marvel's not perfect either. The Netflix shows, I saw the Daredevil pilot and I never saw the other ones. And now they're all canceled. Punisher was the recent one, and I'm like, yeah, I knew it because Disney doesn't want anything fun anymore. But we got this, and when this makes $3 billion, take this, J.J. Abrams, take this, Kathleen Kennedy, take this, freaking Ryan Johnson. All of you can suck it. Yeah, because you don't know what you're doing. Kevin Feige had a plan for this freaking franchise the whole time. That's why he canceled the Inhumans movie and delayed Guardians 3 for the next decade. I'm happy with that. Because my Guardians is my new Star Wars. I don't need any more. I don't need any more of this pandering, SJW, feminist bullshit movies that are too long, boring, and you have leads that are all British that can't act. This movie had a bunch of Brits too, guys. Benedict Cumberbatch and Tom Holland are British, but they can hide their accents and they're fun to watch. Cumberbatch's voice alone is pretty cool. Holland is a young man with a bright future that's very handsome and is a very good actor. And he has to work with that waste of space and chaos walking. Which, by the way, I'm not doing a video of the most anticipated movies of 2020 because there's not a lot. And least anticipated, every time I put that on a list, it's usually canceled, delayed, or they just push it to another year. And I don't look forward to it anyway. Chaos Walking is disqualified. Didn't come out this year because it was pussified. They said, "Oh, it can't come out before this because it wouldn't stand a chance." And that movie made $1 billion. So suck it, haters that on YouTube that said that Brie Larson couldn't act and couldn't hold her own. She did, and look what happened. If Ridley did this freaking movie on her own without the name, the movie would have bombed. If it was called Hobo in Space, SJWs, no one would have went to see it. Where was her fan base when freaking Murder on the Orient Express came out? Or when Peter Rabbit came out and critics hated it? Or the freaking anime she did a couple years ago? Or that documentary that she freaking narrated with Eskimos? Where's the fan base? Huh? Or where's Baega, where we're freaking Pacific Rim Uprising? My friend hated that movie. The first one was good. It had its problems, but it wasn't freaking pandering. And it didn't freaking make it into a stupid Transformers knockoff. Oscar Isaac, they put him in like 15 movies and he dies in half of them. I hated him since Sucker Punch, guys, and it hasn't changed. Sorry, he's boring. He's the least terrible of the three, but he's still not someone that I like. And like I said, guys, you're wasting the Star Wars name. Your toys aren't selling and they're in the clearance at Target because you screwed up. This is going to soar to the heavens. It's going to have the biggest opening weekend of all time. It's going to make $1 billion in less than a month, just like this movie did. And it's going to dominate 2019. And you can all suck it, the freaking haters that said, oh, the movie's going to be too long. Did you see Lord of the Rings in the theater? The extended cut or the theatrical cut, those movies aren't short either, guys. And I saw them in the theater. So I'm witness to that freaking revelation. I have seen those movies in the theater. The extended cuts once, and they were freaking long, but they're epic and they're good storytelling, great memorable characters. Nobody's likable in episode 9. Nobody's going to be likable. Kerry Russell, I bet she's going to die or be Ray's mother. Or freaking Dominic Monaghan, he's going to end up being Ray's dad, maybe, or uncle or something. Lando, he's going to end up being Finn's grandfather. Again, guys, predictability. When Thanos did this, the snap, we knew that the hobo was going to disappear. And it's only a matter of time, guys. You can have your episode 9. When it's out on Blu-ray, she'll disappear. She's going to disappear and no one's going to miss her. Nobody. I told you I've hated her since the first day I saw her in The Force Awakens. I was never in the bandwagon of people saying that she's a Mary Sue. I hated her the moment she opened her mouth in freaking The Force Awakens. The moment that she opened her freaking mouth. You see my video on The Force Awakens and you see, I said it from the very beginning, I hate that actress. I can't stand her face. I want her face to be far, far away from me. In a galaxy far, far away from me. Away from this franchise. Away from any franchise. I don't want her in the MCU. I don't want her in the DC movies. I don't want her in freaking Pirates. I don't want her in any animated films from Pixar. I don't want her, guys. I don't want her. I don't want Felicity Jones. I don't want Emilia Clarke. I don't want Gwendolyn Christie. I don't need these people. I'm done with them. I was done with them years ago. So, yeah, I came back fighting strong, guys, because I said it. This movie means everything to me. This is everything to me. After all the shit that I've been through in this decade. After all the pandering SJW bullshit that I saw on TV and in the theaters. After all the bad sequels that we had in this decade. After all the shit that I went through on Facebook with a bunch of people that I'm not going to mention. And also all the hate that I got for loving Captain Marvel. Hey guys, she's on my wall for a reason. I said Shazam was better because it was funnier. That's all. But Brie, I think, is a better lead. She won an Oscar and she proved her worth. And so did Zachary Levi as Captain Marvel for DC, who supported her, by the way. People just want to hate on her because she's gorgeous and she has a brighter future than your precious hobo with a stick. She'll never be in my top 10 of women that are desirable to me. Just no. Does absolutely nothing. I have no pulse when she's around. I just want her face out of my life. Get out. But anyway, those are the reasons why episode 9 doesn't stand a chance against this movie. It doesn't. People are divisive. They're going to hate it. They don't want to spend their Christmas money on it. This movie is sold out in 6 hours. The first like 1,000 tickets or so or more were sold out just like that because people are excited. Marvel always gives us excitement. Even with Spider-Man and 3 months later, it's still going to be exciting to see what happens after this masterpiece comes out in a few days. I'm going all the way, guys. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. Every time something happens, I'm going to be jizzing my pants. I am so freaking ready for this. I have waited years for this. 11 years since the first Avengers, and it's going to end on a high note. You can keep your pandering SJW crap. I'm done with that. I'm not doing May the 4th be with you next month. No, I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm sick and tired of this freaking hobo in space, freaking SJW wannabe female messiah. She can't save anybody. She can't bring Han back from the dead. She can't bring Carrie Fisher back. It's over, guys. Live with it. And that's all I'm going to say about that. My next video, hopefully, will be the review for the masterpiece to be Avengers Endgame. A movie that, why is it selling out? Because people are interested. If Infinity War was so terrible, like the way the last failure was, then no one would look forward to Endgame. But because it left us with questions that will be answered, because the Russos are better directors than freaking JJ and Ryan Johnson, yeah, they got us with this. They got us hook, line, and sinker. The trailer's not going to lie. The trailers were just 4% of the movie. We still got 96% to go of freaking awesome and glorious storytelling and beautiful visuals and amazing acting and freaking action sequences that are going to blow my mind. What is the action going to be in episode 9? She jumps over a freaking tank and slices it with a lightsaber that's not even hers. Yeah, screw your freaking fan fiction character, okay? That doesn't exist in my mind. These are real characters that were made with real people that were freaking written, and they have backstory and they have freaking motivation. They're not stolen ideas. I'll leave you guys with that. I'll see you after Endgame comes out. I'm gonna freaking love it. And like I said, guys, I'm not seeing the trailer. Don't tag me it, don't share with me. I'm done. I gave George Lucas all my money when I saw the prequels. I gave him all my money when I got the original movies on DVD. I got his video games. I got the freaking comics. I got the books. I'm set. I don't need anything that he didn't work on. Sorry. Rebels was the last thing that I liked because that was funny and it had great characters and good stories and it was short. And it made sense to bring new characters that were likable. Here, they just rehash the originals and don't give a shit. They want to preach feminism and equal and progressiveness in a freaking Star Wars film. Yeah, screw that. I'm done with that. Catch you guys later. I'm ready for Endgame. Thanos, you're getting your ass kicked by Captain Marvel and the rest, and their snap will come to fruition once that hobo is out of my life in 2020. So, see ya.